Hello and welcome to today's lecture. In continuation to landscaping of the places of historical importance of yesterday's, where we have already discussed the three main points of the aspects of landscaping of the historical importance. So we will continue from the fourth one, that is the restoration and rehabilitation, which means bringing back original landscape features that may have degraded over time. This involves doing research about the past, studying old things, burying underground, and using traditional ways of buildings to make it look like it used to. Next aspect is the accessibility and visitor experience. It should be ensure that the landscaping design considers the needs of visitors, including accessibility for individuals with disabilities. Moreover, well designed pathways, signage, and seating areas contribute to positive and informative visitor experience. The sixth aspect is interpretation and education. It refers to the utilization of landscaping to show why the place is important historically and culturally. Science that explain things, educational materials, and guided tours can help visitors grasp the significance of the landscape in the overall historical picture. The next aspect is the landscaping in historical places of the community involvement. It is seen that involving the local community in the landscaping work because their opinions are valuable. When the community shares ideas, it gives a sense that they own a part of it and they may support keeping the historical site in good shape. Next one is conservation and the sustainability. It is recommended that care of the environment should be taken by using sustainable landscaping methods to protect the site. This involves stopping soil erosion, managing water well, and making sure there is a variety of plants and animals. Last step deals with the maintenance and long-term planning. It means creating a detailed plan for taking care of the landscaped areas over time, help them to stay well preserved. Regular maintenance is crucial to prevent damage and keep the historical site looking the way it should. From this slide, let's discuss that why landscaping of places of historical importance is important. In short, there are several reasons such as it contributes to the overall preservation, interpretation and enjoyment of these significant sites. So now let's discuss these points in the detail. So first reason is preservation of the cultural heritage. Landscaping helps preserve the cultural and historical heritage of a site by maintaining and restoring its original features. This includes the gardens, pathways and other outdoor elements that may be integral to the site's historical significance. The second one is the enhancement of historical context. Throughout, landscaping can enhance the historical context of a site by recreating or restoring elements that were present during a historical period. This provides visitors with a more immersive and authentic experience, allowing them to connect with the past. The third one is related to the aesthetic and functional improvement. Well-designed landscaping not only respect the historical character of a place but also enhance its visual appeal. Aesthetically pleasing outdoor spaces contribute to a positive visitor experience and encourage people to engage with the historical site. The next reason is the educational opportunities, which means that landscaping can be used as an educational tool to convey information about the history and significance of a site. Interpretive signage, guided tours, educational programs integrated into the landscape design help visitors better understand the cultural and historical context. Another reason is the community engagement and ownership. Involving the local community in the landscaping process fosters a sense of ownership and pride. Communities are more likely to support and protect historical sites when they feel a connection to the landscape surroundings. The next reason is the accessibility and inclusivity. Landscaping helps in accessibility, such as well-designed pathways and seating areas, ensure that historical sites are welcoming to all visitors regardless of their physical abilities. This promotes inclusivity and allows a wider audience to enjoy and learn from the site. Next one is the conservation and environmental stewardship. The landscaping practices can contribute to the conservation of the natural environment around historical sites. Sustainable landscaping methods such as using native plants and water management strategies help protect the ecosystem and contribute to long-term environmental stewardship. Landscaping of a historical places is also important for tourism and economic impact, which means a well landscaped historical site can attract more visitors, positively impacting local tourism and the economy. Increased visitor numbers can result in more funding. This can lead to increased funding for site maintenance, conservation efforts, and educational programs. As we have already mentioned in the first slide that places of historical importance include the tomb, forts, and other historical monuments. So let's discuss first about the landscaping of the tombs. And before jumping into its detail, first discuss some basic point that we should know what is tomb. So, a tomb is a place for the remains of the dead. It is generally any structurally enclosed interment space or burial chamber of varying sizes, and landscaping of tombs refer to the intentional design and arrangement of the outdoor spaces surrounding burial sites. The goal of the tomb landscaping is to create a visually appealing, serene, and a respectful environment that honors the deceased and provides a tranquil setting for visitors. This practice involved various elements to enhance the aesthetic, functionality, and symbolism of the area around tombs. Here are some common features of landscaping around tombs. First one is that greenery and planting. So trees, shrubs, flowers or grounds grow around the tomb area are incorporated to add natural beauty and symbolism. Different plant choices may hold cultural or religious significance. One example of a famous tomb known for its greenery and planting is the Taj Mahal in Agra, India. It is a white marble tomb surrounded by lush gardens featuring a symmetrical layout with pathways, fountains, and various types of trees and flowers. The second one is the pathways and walkways. So, well defined pathways and walkways leading to and around the tomb make it easily accessible for visitors and providing a structured layout. Another example of a tomb with notable pathways and walkways is the Valley of the King in Egypt. This ancient burial site located on the west bank of the Nile near Luxor is known for its elaborate tombs and intricate network of pathways. Visitors can walk through the valley to explore the various tombs and gain insight into ancient Egyptian burial practices and beliefs. The third one is the water feature. Introducing water features such as fountains, ponds, or small streams helps to create a peaceful atmosphere and evoke a sense of tranquility. One example of a tomb with water features for a sense of tranquility is the Humayun tomb in Delhi, India. The tomb is surrounded by lush garden and incorporates flowering water channels and fountains, creating a serene and a peaceful atmosphere for visitors. Moving ahead with the fourth one is the statuary and sculptures. Placing statues or sculptures near the tomb represent a religious symbol, cultural motifs, or personal interest of the deceased. One example of a tomb with statues and sculptures in its landscape is the Rani Ka Vav, that is the Queen Stepwell in Patan, Gujarat, India. It was built in the 11th century. This step well served as a water storage and ceremonial site. The intricate carving on the walls include numerous sculptures of deities, mythological figures, and intricate details. The stepwell's architectural and sculptural elements, including the presence of statues, contribute to the overall aesthetic and landscaping of the site that has made it a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The next one is the seating areas. Benches, stone seats, or other seating arrangements are provided to offer visitors a place to sit, reflect, and spend time in contemplation. An example of a tomb with seating areas or benches and symbolic elements in its landscape is the Taj Mahal in the Agra, India. As we are already aware about the Taj Mahal, let's not discuss its detail. The one next is the symbolic elements. Symbolic elements like the religious symbols, memorial plaques, or personalized markers are incorporated that hold meaning for the deceased or their loved ones. Another example of a tomb with symbolic element is the tomb of the unknown soldier at Arlington National Cemetery in Arlington, Virginia, USA. This tomb honors unidentified American service members who have died in combat. The site includes symbolic elements such as the tomb god's continuous vigil, the changing of the god cemetery, and the inscription here rest in honored glory an American soldier known but to God. The symbolic elements convey themes of honor, sacrifice, and remembrance, creating a solemn and meaningful atmosphere for visitors. Next aspect is to be considered is the lighting. So, adding outdoor lighting elements such as lantern, candles, or solar powered lights helps to create a serene ambience and allow for serving visits. One example of a tomb with lighting in its landscape in India is the Qutub Minar complex in Delhi. While the Qutub Minar itself is a historic tower, the surrounding area is illuminated during special events and festivals. The strategic use of lighting enhances the architectural beauty of the monuments, including the tomb of Iltutmish and the Ali Darwaza, making it an inviting space for evening visits and cultural events. And the next one is the eighth aspect, which is a privacy and enclosure. Low walls, hedges, or fences are utilized to create a sense of enclosures and privacy, fostering an intimate and protected space. Here, moving to our last slide, that is the seasonal plantings. Talking of which, that plants that bloom or change color with the seasons could be added. This helps to create a landscape. And the last one is the ground cover and paving. Appropriate ground cover or paving material should be selected for pathways and designated areas to enhance the visual appeal and functionality of the site. Landscaping around tomb is not only about aesthetic but also about creating a space but facilitate remembrance, reflection, and connection with the departed. The specific elements chosen often reflect cultural, religious, and personal preferences, contributing to the overall experience of visitors to the burial site. So that's all for today's video lecture. In the next video, we will continue our discussion about landscaping in places of historical importance. Thank you.